Okay, let's start. Hi guys, good afternoon. Nama Bengaluru. Welcome to this fantastic new town hall on creating newer delivery solutions. As you know, NRI has been working to provide solutions to the industry that will solve problems for its growth going forward. And this association with Ownly by Rapido is one of those efforts. As you guys from Bangalore must have known, last couple of months, Only from Rapido has been piloting a few pin codes and trying and looking at a delivery solution. This is a fantastic new delivery solution for the industry where there is zero commission for everyone, right? So that solves a very, very big problem about profitability, the delivery business for the restaurants. And now they are going forward, launching multiple new pin codes within Bengaluru. And the point of this town hall is to introduce the platform to see what's happening over there. We've got some fantastic restaurateurs here. We've got Nikhil Gupta from Popo Ventures, runs the iconic pizza bakery, Paris Panini, Smash Guys. We got Shakir Haq from Empire, again, a legend in the food space in Bengaluru. And we've got Meghna from Bali and Grapes. Along with them, we've got Vivek and Maria, both from the Only by Rapido team. And we've got our trustee Anurag ji to moderate this session. So looking forward to a fantastic session. Everyone will just give a few thoughts before that, and we'll open up to Q&A. I'm sure all you guys have a lot of questions to ask. So over to you, Anurag ji.
Thank you so much, Pranav, and welcome everyone. Uh, Pranav has set the context pretty much all right. What is happening in our field is that, while restaurant business is growing, the delivery business is growing. The economics around the delivery business has not been very good. And this is, and we've been trying to find a solution to this problem. Uh, in our collective wisdom, we realize there are three, four things that are plaguing us. And one of them was, of course, the high commission, then, year-round discount, we not having access to our own data, and so on and so forth. Basically, they were in a way, the whole delivery ecosystem had over a period of time developed in a way where we did not have the real control of our business in our own hands. So we started working on this, and we said, let us solve these problems, which are very clearly, discount, the cost of delivery, and so on and so forth. So we have been associated with Rapido. The Bangalore chapter has been working very closely with them for a while. We have done a pilot run, and I think we have got what I call an alternative solution, a newer way to do the delivery business. Wherein Rapido and NRAI have come together. And so before I invite Nikhil from Rapido to show to take you through the presentation, let me tell you, and I want to make it explicitly clear, what are we trying to achieve? Number one, there will be no commission on the delivery business here. There will be no commission on the delivery business here. The discounts will not be there. We will set our own price. Nobody else will do it. And we will have 100% control over the customer data. I think these three things are the biggest problems that was plaguing us. And with the constant effort of both Rapido and NRAI, especially the Bangalore chapter, I think we have been able to solve this. I wouldn't say that this can change everything overnight, but hello?
Anurag ji, you're not very clear, so I'm just going to, till your network gets clear, I'm going to hand over to Vivek.
Let me log back in again. I can feel that something is not right. I'll log back again.
Yeah. So thank you for that. And once you till you log back, I'll hand it over to Vivek from Only. Vivek, over to you.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Me and my colleagues really appreciate all of you taking time out of all of your busy schedules. And thank you, of course. I think Anurag talked about how we've been working with the NRAI for close to a year now. Even though we've only really just started our pilot some time ago, we've been working with the NRAI for close to a year now, and especially with the Bangalore chapter. And a lot of what we are going to take you through today is perhaps our effort to create a model that serves some of the problems that all of these chapters, the Bangalore chapter, the overall NRAI association has been talking to us about, right? We are trying just for a moment to get the presentation up. I believe that there are some issues in terms of getting the presentation up on this tool. But while that happens, I'm actually going to jump right in, right? I don't think the presentation is coming up on this tool, but I'm going to just jump right in, and I'm hoping that the presentation, comes up and we can continue as planned. But very quickly, do you want to wait for 2 minutes, or can I start? Okay, I think I've been told just to wait for 2 minutes. So everyone on the call, unfortunately, this is how tech works. All I can promise is that as time goes on, hopefully only doesn't work this way. But let's just give it 2 minutes while we try and see if the presentation can load. Yes? Perfect. Here we are.
Yeah.
Fantastic, right? So I think let's dive right into it. So if we just move on to the next slide, please. Great. So just like we started, let's dive directly into the model first. I think that's the most important thing that we have to discuss today, right? So the model over here is we don't charge a restaurant anything, all right? There are absolutely no charges to restaurants. If anyone ever comes to you and says there is a listing or onboarding fee, they are not representing only. There are no commissions, there are no marketing fees, there are no subscription fees, right? In this kind of a model, obviously there is still the cost of delivery. And I think for us, and when I say us, I mean only as a platform, I mean you as restaurateurs, we'll have to work together to figure out how to create rational delivery pricing for customers. So in this model, once again, the restaurant pays nothing. There is a cost of delivery that we are hoping that the customer can bear. Once again, from the Only side, we obviously can't cross-subsidize this cost forever and ever. So we will be looking to tell the customer, look, this is the true honest cost of delivery, and we'd like you to pay for it. On the restaurant side, once again, there are absolutely no charges. And we are hoping that this kind of a model, as simple as it sounds, I really hope that it helps all of us create a future that is different to the one that we are going down right now. I'm going to move on to the next slide. We'll again be taking questions on any kinds of nuances in the model. I've kept this fairly simple right now, but of course, if anyone wants to ask me anything else about the model, we'll have time for Q&A after. Let's move on to the next slide, please. Great. So I think the slides are coming up with a bit of a lag, so that gives me also time to rest my voice in between slides, right? This is very, very important. I think we kicked off the meeting with this. We've been doing a pilot for the last 6 months, and I think the one thing that we understood is price and customer belongs to the restaurant, right? Anyone in this sector who comes in is building a network, is building a platform, is trying to enable you. Your customer belongs to you, your price belongs to you. It is eventually your responsibility. I think for all of us sitting here, we are all aligned. We all want these same customers to get great service. We all want new customers to come in and to eat. We all know that the average density of people going out, of people ordering in, is still very, very low in India. And I think whatever growth we have to create together. As an enabler, I keep on coming back to this. It is your price, it is your customer. We create tech, we create delivery, we create some kind of a quality experience, but the underlying aspect is your food, it's your product. You need to want to grow. You have to need to want to grow in the right way. Once again, this is extremely important. It's your price, it's your customer. Even if someone from the Only team, because we'll have a large team over time, come to you, try and tell you anything about, blocking you if you don't change your price, I think please come back and get in touch with me immediately. It's extremely important for us that this entire model runs on this very simple aspect of your price and your customer. Once again, very, very happy to answer questions on this. Of course, as part of this, 3 things that you see on the right-hand side, you guys control pricing. The customers see transparent pricing, which means that once you guys charge something on your menu, it actually comes to the cart. The only thing that they see is a transparent delivery fee. Only is committing to not charge extra platform charges. Only is committing to not even charge any kind of hidden charges for a customer. There are no packaging fees either. But since you control price, I'm hoping that you can include those packaging charges as part of your price if you need to. So this is the model. Once again, this is the underlying value philosophy behind it, is your price. Your customer. Let's move on. Anurag, can I just request you to mute your computer? I think there's a little bit of chatter from the background. Thank you so very much. Great. So that customary pause now before we move on to the next slide. But the next slide is a bright pink slide, so at least I'll know when it changes. Fantastic. There we are. So we talked about how the model is fairly simple. We talked about how we are trying to create transparency for restaurants. We are together, restaurants and us, trying to create transparency for our customers. One important thing to note, and this has come about after many conversations with your stakeholders, with the NRAI. We want to create a model without discounts, right? So we've started off on that road, and we are really talking about a model where we do not ask restaurants to give discounts to customers. We don't come to you and say you need to give a 15% discount or a 50 above 100 or anything of that sort. We really mean when you say your price, we really mean when we say your growth. For everyone sitting in this room, I think we realize what a difficult proposition this is. For us, when we started even doing this pilot 6 months ago, plan A was always to say, you know what, let's just do the model that already exists and let's try and capture a pie of the market. Because discounts are something that unfortunately customers have gotten used to in the last 20, 25 years. Now, as soon as I say that we are trying to create a new future, as soon as I say that we are trying to create a future in which we try and get loyal customers without discounts, it might seem quite all right to a lot of you because you don't do that offline. You don't do that in your restaurants, right? People come to your restaurants to eat food, not because you're providing a 30% discount there because they like the taste. But for me, I'm obviously very, very scared, right? Because it goes against 20 years. It goes against everything I have been taught in my e-commerce career. But we want to take this step. We want to say today that let's find an alternate path. Let's find a path without discounts. And hopefully on this path, we still get growth. Hopefully on this path, we still get customers who like you for what you do, for the product that you give them, the food that you feed them at a price that you think is reasonable and provides them value. So once again, as soon as you get to a platform like this without discounts, where perhaps folks are not coming and telling you reduce discounts, then something will happen. In a sense, the responsibility shifts back to all of you. Over here, it shifts back to you folks doing what you already know, but doing it in the best and most responsible way possible. All I can assure you is that we'll continue to build a platform without discounts, and we'll continue to build a platform where you are responsible for your product and for pricing it the best. And you know what? In a platform without discount, hopefully those levers actually become your levers to growth. So let's move on to the next slide, right? Fantastic. I'm going to talk a little bit about what we have done in these last 6 months, and I'm actually going to spend some time here, right? I'm going to talk about what is on the slide, but more importantly, I'm also going to talk about what's not on the slide. So first off, what did we do in these last 6 months? We built our tech. We built our front-end tech for our customers. We built our logistics network. We built a customer service network, right? And we started experimenting with all these things. And we said, okay, can we get them more and more stable? At the end of this 6 months, I think I at least personally have one realization, and that is building in this world, in this food delivery world is extremely complex. So I think just like we started off and we said, are we going to have a perfect, complete solution from day one? No. And in fact, if I ever said that, it would be a great disrespect to all of the work that has been done in online food in the last 10 years. We are trying to create a new model. We are trying to create a new kind of e-commerce platform for this sector. So while we have our basics in place, we have the ability to create customer discovery. We have the ability, thanks to our Rapido routes, to create a great logistics network. We have the ability to be a full stack model and take care of customer quality for you. Everything is not going to be perfect from day one, but we are going to work with you to get it perfect. I'm going to talk about another thing that's not on this slide. There is a reason we did a pilot for 6 months. In these 6 months, our restaurants who signed up with us early did not see any growth. They did not see any growth because I have not gone out to the market and I have not started marketing yet. I will be doing that soon. One of the reasons we are talking to you is because we are moving towards our launch and we'll start putting in that money. I think one of the beautiful truths in this world that even exists now is if you spend money, customers come. And we are committed to doing that. But what I want to talk about here for only a minute is the fact that during these 6 months, I sent a lot of my teammates out to meet you. And they said these same things I've already said. They said, you know what? We have this model here where price is important. Can you lower your prices? We are trying to build an alternate model. And they came back to me and they said, many restaurants are hesitant. Many restaurants are coming and telling me, hey, we'll wait. We'll try and see what growth you get, then we'll join. Hey, you're charging 0 commission now, but I don't know if you'll charge it, if you'll change in the future. Is your platform going to work? We don't know. Let's wait and watch. Maybe we'll start with a restaurant. We can't reduce prices. We are scared of what might happen to our existing business. And in the first 2 or 3 months, I met all of these answers with a great amount of frustration. I kept on looking outwards and I kept on asking myself, why doesn't everyone else get it? Why doesn't everyone else get that we're trying to do a new kind of model? And then at least in the last 2 months, I realized something very fundamental. And which is why I'm spending time on this slide, which is why I want to share that with you. It's something that you already know, but it was a realization for me. I realized that the food industry might seem simple, but at the end, we are all of us, and especially you folks who are serving a customer food, are deeply tapped into an emotional cycle. When people sit in your restaurant, they don't eat food. They find joy, they find happiness, sometimes they find disappointment, and it's a huge responsibility that you folks take on. And for you, if you're so deeply tapped into emotion, if you are essentially part of what is a very emotional experience, you also have the right to feel fear. You also have the right as a restaurateur who has mouths to feed, whose business depends on a lot of people. It's a very people-oriented business with people who serve in your restaurants, with the people whom you do serve. You have the right to feel fear, right? And I cannot fight that fear. You have the right to feel fear about what if these people change. You have the right to feel fear about if I give lower prices here, what happens to the rest of my online business. You have the right to feel fear about everything. And I think the only thing I'm saying here, the last thing I'm saying on this slide is that I acknowledge that, and that is not wrong. And I'm simply hoping that we find answers to that fear as we move forward. Let's move on to the next slide, right? I think the next slide talks perhaps something, talks a little bit about what I've already gone over. It's going to flash up. Yeah, it's flashed up here. I need for us to grow together. I genuinely mean this. We'll talk a little bit about, why I mean this in the next slide. But like I said, great customer experience is tough. There are certain problems that still haven't been solved in this sector. I am not going to get a magic wand and solve them. Whenever you entrust your food to a delivery partner, and whenever that food doesn't reach a customer right, I know that more than the customer, you have heartbreak. I know that you care, right? I don't have a magic wand to fix that. There are people on their bikes, in their autos, on their cycles who are delivering our food, and they themselves perhaps have their own compulsions. They have their own lives. I don't have a magic wand to solve these problems. I'm going to try my best. So on this journey, I'm being honest. I'm telling you, there are some things like order quality. There are things like refunds, bad orders we don't have the answer to. Right now, in our model, we are making sure that we keep the customer happy because that's important for us and for you. How do we continue keeping the customer happy? How do these models evolve? How do we deal with getting customers quality food in the best way possible? Are things we'll figure out together, right? Great, folks. Just a couple more slides, I think, on here, and then I'd be really happy actually to hear more from the esteemed panel of restaurateurs that we have here. I think that is the most important part of this entire interaction. So, Only came about because of Rapido. I myself have worked for Rapido for the last many years, and now me and my team, we've come here and we've started Only. And I don't want to talk about that entire journey and story of why we did. I just want to talk about two learnings. And this is once again honest. For us, Rapido started off, 10 years ago, no one gave it a chance. And now, of course, Rapido is the largest mobility firm in India. We do close to over 6 million rides every day. And there's a long way to go. But when we look back, the only thing we'll say that has created success for us are these two main things that you see here. This is literally our playbook. This is it. We have acknowledged that if we build in India, we are building for a customer who has very high demands. They want the best and they want it at the lowest price. So then that is what we believed we have to do. You can only build for the whole of India. I'm not talking about the top 5%. You can only build for the whole of India if you build for a mass audience. So from Rapido, we've learned that we can't sit here and say we want to be a 10% profit margin company. We can't sit here and say that we want to fund our BMWs. We cannot do that. I still hope in life I can buy a fancy car, but we can't do that, unless we play the long game. Unless we make sure that we build for a mass audience. So I don't know how we'll build at Only. I hope that it goes well, but we'll build with the same philosophy. We'll build to create growth, to bring new customers into this industry, and then we'll see where that puts us. The second thing, which is extremely important for us at Rapido and hopefully for us at Only, is that we've always built for our partners. We don't enter an industry and simply say customer first. In mobility, for us, and I genuinely mean this because we talk about it every single time our entire leadership team meets, for us, our greatest joy is the fact that we are the largest employment generator in the private industry, because there are tons and tons of folks who drive our bikes, autos, and cabs. We call them captains because we respect them. And these captains, close to about 10 million captains a month, these captains, much like our restaurants, these captains are the ones who provide you rides. We don't provide you rides. We enable that. These captains provide you rides. So we've always built for them. We've always built for them. Every single time we have a meet like this in our own company, we hear their stories. These are our philosophies. I don't know how things will turn out here, but I'm hoping that not just for me, but for our entire team that we build in the future here, we continue with these core philosophies in this industry we are trying to enter. Fantastic. Last slide, big splash of pink. That's the color that you're going to see. I want to acknowledge this. I want to say once again that whatever we've built here, we've built together. This has been our effort to listen to the NRAI, to really hear what you folks are saying. And we are hoping that whatever model we've come up with will continue evolving by us building together and by us listening. We might not get it right the first time, we might not get everything right all the times after that. But all I can commit to is constantly listening. We are very, very clear when we say the only way to success is to build for you, right? So I'm going to leave it at that. That was it. That was all that I wanted to speak about. Like I said, more important to really hear from everyone on this panel about their experiences, and that's what we are also in this room for, to hear from everyone on this panel, to hear from all of you who have been kind enough to join us today. Since this was also meant as a meeting where we could introduce Ownly to you, I'd also like to announce, of course, that Ownly is now operationally live across Bangalore. So for all restaurants in this room, wherever you are in Bangalore, please sign up. To help those in the room, we have created a QR code. It should flash on our screen soon. And I'd also request that this QR code or another copy of it be on the screen so that all of you can scan this QR code and sign up. It's a fairly simple sign up process, which our team will assist you with. So I'm going to leave this here, but thank you so very much once again for taking the time out of your busy lives to hear me out, and over to the rest of the esteemed speakers on the panel. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nikhil. I hope my internet is better now, and am I audible now? Can somebody confirm? Am I audible? No. Okay, I think it's one of those bad days.
You're audible.
You're audible? Thank God for small. Thank God for small mercies in life. I thought I'll be lost in the, Bermuda Triangle of the web world somewhere. But thank you. I'm so sorry for the rough beginning to the day. Unfortunately, I got caught in a traffic and then blah, blah, blah. But thank you so much, first of all, Nikhil, for this lovely presentation. I think I'll go back to what we were talking. We at NRAI have made several efforts to make things better for us, and it is something that we'll keep doing. We'll keep trying. We'll fail somewhere. We'll succeed somewhere, but we cannot stop trying. I personally feel, and this is also the collective wisdom of your NRAI leadership, that what we are trying to achieve with Ownly is something really, really good, because it addresses, in simple words, what are the three big issues that we have: the cost of delivery, the cost of discount, and the data. I think we are addressing all these three things very adequately with Ownly right now. Of course, as we go, there'll be rough patches. There could be, things that could have been better, but we'll keep growing with this. I'm also sure some of you must be thinking that this is not the first effort we have made, from dot pay to many things. And as I said a little while back, we'll keep doing it. We keep learning from every effort that we make, and we make it better. Now we have heard Vivek about what Ownly is supposed to be. I think it's very important that we also hear from our restaurant partners who have been part of the pilot project in those 3 pin codes where we were initially there in Bangalore. So should we start with Shakir first? Shakir, if you can share your experience with how the things have been, that would be great. Over to you, Shakir.
Thank you, Anuragji, and hello everyone. Thank you, Vivek and team, for giving us a beautiful presentation. So I would like to start with a 1-minute intro. I think as Bangalore chapter, I think we've been constantly in talks with Rapido, discussing various pros and cons and experiences which could lead to a better outcome with what Ownly can provide. And thanks for all the support from NRAI Center, Anuragji, Pranav, and Sagar for making this happen today. So our valuable members as well as the listeners can get a lot of insight into why NRAI has taken this stance along with Rapido Ownly. in terms of an experience, I would say, see, as a beginner, I think the philosophies that Vivek mentioned, I think that was something that we worked along to bring about a change in how delivery is going to be working as a future in our country. And I think for us, at Empire Restaurants, we've had close to about 9 years of experience in being in this. And if I have to go back in 2007, when we started our own call center, being inspired by the MNCs of the world, and we still have it in place. So along the way, I think we've evolved and we've reached a stage wherein competition is fierce. Everybody wants visibility. Everybody wants to have control on their pricing. But at the end of the day, a customer is something that we cannot be able to control. We can't go back, can't get some feedback and ensure that they would return. So with that, I think in the beginning, when we started, conversations were great. The understanding was taking some time because end of the day, as restaurant owners, we tend to become a little more emotional on the cost element. And at that time, it was rather a little difficult for the Rapido team to understand as to what this emotion is all about. And as an association, I think those constant discussions helped us. So from the visibility part, the UI, UX, how it looks, because end of the day, we are all used to a certain way of doing things on these apps, right? And how is it that we can provide a better experience? So that is where I think most of it started. Then getting into the details of how, what is it going to be for the customer from the delivery aspect to choosing, a delivery mode, or if the restaurant is going to be doing the delivery directly, and will the restaurant charge the customer? So I think we went about all of these elements to come to a conclusion that which Rapido came and said, no, we will change the business model again further to make it a zero charge for restaurants, no packaging charges, which will be very, exciting for the customer as well. Because end of the day, if you're a regular customer who's ordering constantly, at least once a week or twice a week, by end of the month, there is an accumulation of a delivery cost that comes up. So it is a win-win across for the platform, the restaurant owners, as well as the customers. Now, that is something that is going to take time for us in terms of a reflection or an outcome. So I think we'll all have to be patient, work together, stay united. There will be pros and cons, like how Vivek had said, and also Mr. Anuragji had mentioned. So I think this is going to be a very exciting moment for all of us to take it forward, to make it a big success. So working along with Rapido, I think has been great in terms of their patience, their listening skills, and at the same time, ensuring all of those concerns were being addressed in the right manner. Though it took some time, I think a slow and steady end of the day wins the race. And what we want is stability here, what we want is consistency here, and at the same time, reliable and a dependable platform. So I think this is where I would want to end with what I had started, and I would leave the rest of the panelists to speak. And once again, thank you very much.
Shakir. Thank you. Thank you, Shakir, so much for your thoughts. I think from what I can understand, we did make a slow beginning, but eventually together we have been able to create something which we feel is not only a great value proposition for the consumers, it is also going to be a win-win situation for all of us. Meghna,
Yes.
how about your thoughts? Meghna, what has been your experience you can share with everyone that will help us understand?
Yeah, hi Anuragji and hello everyone. I think as Shakir has mentioned already, we had a long discussion, many meetings with the Only team, and then finally, like with the back and forth, I think 2-3 things that stand out for me is like I personally am a small delivery kind of a module. My major business is dine-in, and for people like us or people who have small businesses, it is an amazing opportunity because it takes off a lot of load of commissions and uh, discount and end of the day you're not making anything and ads and all of that. I think Vivek will explain. I'm sure those things will come up in the question Q&A. How are we countering them? I feel that this is one of the biggest advantages for the small business owners, one outlet, or who want to make the most of the money that they're putting in for the delivery wing of their organization or business. This has been one of, I think, our major fight has always been, or our major trying to get a solution has been majorly for the small business owners. And I feel Rapido has a solution for it. And I would request all the restaurateurs who are right now over here joined with us that we have to make sure that we work together. And this is a collaboration between NRAI and Only Rapido. So we have to have the patience, and we have to make this as the third wing of a delivery ecosystem that works for all of us. So that would be my short insight. Or
Lovely. I think it's to tell everyone here once again, this is something that is for the industry and by the industry. This is not something that has been curated in some back office. This is in consultation with NRAI and Rapido. We have come together. We have tried to create something because we understand the problem, we understand the technology, and Rapido has its, it is one of the largest player when it comes to, fleet management. Anyway, coming to Nikhil. Nikhil, you are such a big player in the delivery business. What has been your experience working with this new model?
So, hi, Rajeev. First off, like you rightly said, this is a collaboration. So I think the fact collaboration, this is going to go much further than our previous attempts, where we have tried to sort of build a fair platform for all the smaller businesses, right? So I think while Swiggy and Zomato are doing a great job from the customer perspective, but from a restaurant perspective, they haven't been the most fair with their economics and their pricing. And that has been a big challenge for many small and large businesses, I would say. So it's important to develop this third partner where it can be a lot more transparent, work on a fairer model for both the customers as well as restaurateurs. It's a win-win partnership, right? I know there are many small restaurants where I'm personally in touch with the owners, and they've been hesitant to get on to delivery because the economics don't work. Here is the big chance for them to sort of offer this new avenue to their customers at a pricing that works for everybody. So I do hope this works out. It is going to be a long journey, like Vivek said. But what I like is, in my experience with the Only team so far, they're very open to feedback, changes, and they're also trying to rapidly evolve in this space and make it work for everyone. So good luck to all of you.
Thank you, Nikhil. Thank you so much. So, guys, I think what we'll do now is we'll move to the Q&A because there are so many questions that have been coming up. But before that, I'll just try to put things in a little bit of a clear box perspective. For the restaurant owners, for this to work, please make sure you're joining in larger numbers. Make sure that the value proposition for your customer is best or only, because we are saving several costs. The cost of 3Ds, what I call the cost of discovery, delivery, and discount that we otherwise incur. Please pass it on to the customers so that they become a customer of this app, which is something which we have developed together. On the other hand, for Rapido team, for Only team, I would say, make sure that the onboarding and the process of dealing with the consumers become little more humane, little more crispier, little more clear, so that the communication keeps going on. One thing which is common across the board is our intents are very, very clear. We are doing this with the right intent, whether it is the team Rapido, team NRAI, and everybody. Now it is for us to make it work, and that is where I said what I said, that we have our own respective responsibilities as NRAI, as restaurateurs. We have to get on the platform in the largest numbers. There is nothing for you to lose. You have everything to gain. You don't have to pay delivery charges. You don't have to pay discounts, and so on and so forth. And for the only team, I'm sure for them, they are, the larger the numbers, bigger the game for them as well. This is how it's going to work. I'll quickly move on to the Q&A session. Since I spoke about, we are not charging this, we are not charging that. There is one question. This is for Only team, and this has come from a couple of people. How does Only earn money? How does Only earn money in this? Because unless we really understand that, lots of people have a doubt that it may change over a period of time. So maybe we can have somebody from Only answer this question.
Anurag, if I may come in for a second before that, I just want to lay some context to this, to the pricing strategy over here. Thank you.
Sure.
Sorry, Vivek. Yeah. So, guys, I think the most important thing in this is looking at your pricing strategy, right? And what's been happening in the industry so far is we've been sort of bundling all our costs and putting that onto the customer, right? So when you set a price to which is listed on your delivery platforms, this price has included the cost of commission which you guys are paying to the current aggregators, and you have bundled in the cost of advertisement and visibility and everything else, right? What you need to do here is you need to sort of unbundle your prices. And there have been a lot of questions about how will Only make money in this, right? And the only way to do this ecosystem to make sense is to unbundle everything, right? So you unbundle the cost of delivery, which you anyway put onto your prices, offer the customer the lowest price, Only will charge a delivery charge only to the customer, right? This is how the whole transparent pricing will see through and the model will become viable. So I'll leave it to you now. Vivek, you can take this forward.
Yeah, thanks so much. I think that makes a lot of sense. First off, Ravi and anyone else who's asked this question, thank you so much for asking this question. Thank you for caring about us. That's the way I think about it, right? I think all of us eventually make money from the customer. For any existing model, even now, just like Pranav talked about unbundling of prices, there is a commission charge to restaurants. Aggregators make their money via those commissions, and then you pass those commissions on to the customer. So indirectly, once again, everyone is earning from the customer. I think in any model of this sort, how we hope to earn money. So the first thing I am acknowledging very, very immediately is in the beginning, we're not going to be earning money, right? Why are we okay with that? We're okay with that because I think for all of us to succeed, we have to drive growth. So in the beginning, we won't be earning money. I think for us to earn money, we have to make sure that we create a good, viable solution. And in the future, when we look to earn money, we'll have to earn it directly from the customer. So will the customer be willing to give us something over and above delivery? They should be, right? If we are all giving them service that makes sense. Like Pranav said, the entire aspect here is making sure that we unbundle. We tell the customer, hey, there's a platform that's trying to provide a service to you. There are restaurateurs who are trying to deliver quality food to you. Restaurateurs are giving you real prices. The platform is charging you with the real cost of delivery. Over and above that, we want to make, and I'm being very honest here, right? We want to make a certain profit margin. Can you give us that money? I think the one thing that I said, therefore, in the slide also is the one difference. There is only that same amount of money on the table. The one difference for us is we come in here knowing that this is a long-term game. We come in here knowing that we have to first build for those next 100 million customers. And then instead of saying that we'll take 10 rupees from 100 customers, we are asking the question, can we take 2 rupees from 1,000 customers? So we'll always try and build for a lot of customers and then hopefully, take rationally from those customers, just like all of us do. So I think that's the answer. And whatever those models are, we'll build them in conjunction with you. Anurag ji, is that clear? Do you think you'd like to ask me anything else on this subject?
Okay, sorry. No, I think you've answered very clearly. End of the day, yes, we all make money out of the consumers. The consumers and I think what you have also made very clear is initially you are ready to fund fund the operations in a way, and you're ready not to make money, and that is the right thing. Unless we really build scales, monies can't be made in this. So yes, Ravi and quite a few others had similar questions. I hope that answers. So, you know, there is somebody else who's asking when is only expected in other cities like Pune and, Mumbai and other cities.
So I'm going to answer that. Is that Anuragji? Is that the question about our
Yes,
expansion?
yes, yeah.
Since you mentioned Pune, shout out to the Pune NRAI chapter as well, because they've also been in touch with us right from the beginning, and they actually called us up a few weeks ago and asked us the same question. So shout out to them as well. Look, unfortunately, I am aware that apart from the restaurateurs, we might have competition also on this call. So while I can't, therefore give out specific dates, I will say two things. First, we are looking to launch, like I said, operationally, we've already launched across the whole of Bangalore. We will be looking to spend marketing money and to properly launch where, customers know that there is a new service in the market. So we will be looking to do that with your help, very, very soon, right? I'll just leave it at that. And the second thing that I'm going to say is to the specific question that is asked. For us, we know that if we simply stay in one city, for too long, then people know that, they can isolate us in this one city. We don't really mean business. B, we also know that any learnings, any kind of model that we build, given the zero commission route that we have gone towards, needs us to scale across the whole of India. So Rapido, of course, is I think across 600 cities in India. It will take us some time to scale to all of those 600 cities. But as Only, especially with the tier 1 cities and also some tier 2 or 3 cities, that is very definitely in the plan. And when I say very definitely in the plan, very definitely in a short-term kind of manner. I see, Gitesh, you asked number 2, can restaurants and customers split delivery fee? I know that was not part of the question, but since it's up on my screen, I leave that to you. We'll build whatever you think is necessary to get customers on board. Right now, we are charging the entire delivery fee to customers. If you open the app right now, of course, we're charging nothing, but we'll start doing that because neither you nor us want to bleed money. We want to create, an honest model, a fair model. But can restaurants and customers split delivery fee? We leave that to you. If you believe that will help you and us get more customers, we can build for that.
In fact, my suggestion would be a little different. If you want to add value to the customer, don't look at splitting the delivery cost. Make sure that the cost at which you are supplying your products to them is the lowest possible cost. That is a great way to add value to the consumers. As long as they know that when they come to Only, they get the best possible price or best value proposition, if I may. That itself is good. That is another way to look at things. So, yeah. Can we move on to the next one? I think there are most questions at Only because obviously the audience is full of the restaurant fraternity and as Vivek pointed out, maybe some competitors. Welcome to the show, guys, if you are around. Is the integration with Urban Piper, Rista, etc. ready?
We are tied up with main POS services. So we already have integrations with Pet Puja, Urban Piper, Rista, Restoworks, right, Posist, as well as Lime Tray. And our team is open to having any other integrations that our restaurant partners believe are necessary. But at least with these 4 or 5 major POS players, we have extremely stable integrations. And there are a number of restaurant partners who have already signed up.
there is another question, Vivek. Will you start charging restaurant for visibility going forward?
No, we don't intend to do that. I think there is a different path that we have taken. And on that path, uh, we need to figure out how to create relevance for restaurants. I'm going to talk to this a little bit if you don't mind, Anurag ji. So, see, this entire aspect of charging restaurants for visibility is fair from the restaurant's perspective, but what does it actually represent? What it actually represents is you have built certain levers for growth, right? So in the current system, an aggregator will say to a customer, hey, go to the restaurant that has the highest discount, 30%, 40%, 50%. And on the other hand, the restaurant will say, this aggregator is charging us for visibility. That's how the models work on both sides of the equation, right? As soon as we come in and we say that now there is a zero commission, no discount model, that is not possible. So I think inbuilt in the model, that is not possible. But then the question is, how do restaurants get visibility? And I think it will inherently be a more democratic process. Have we figured that out? Absolutely not yet. Yeah, that's my answer. Happy to take any follow-up questions there, of course.
I think we lost Anurag, so I'm going to take the next question.
Please.
I'm back.
So what kind of marketing do you guys have to acquire a customer? I think this question was asked by Mr. Sunil Naidu. And how would the Rapido riders be trained in handling food? I think this is a very important question which most of the restaurateurs have.
Yeah, Mr. Naidu, thanks for asking. So I think, Pranav, once again, the first question was marketing related, right? So two aspects to it. I think the first aspect is we will have to burn money, to really tell a customer, hey, come onto our platform. We will have to tell the customer, if you come onto our platform, and I'm talking about us, I'm talking about only, I'm not talking about you guys, right? So we will have to, let's say, put in money and tell the customer, hey, if you come onto our platform, we'll give you something off on your first order. So first off, we have to do that. We are aware we have to do that. We'll start doing that. I think the more important aspect, though, is we will go out to the market. And like I said, since we are launching soon, we are going to be doing that. You're going to be seeing, especially across Bangalore, only on your phones, only splashed across your city as a brand, right? But the important thing there is, from a marketing perspective, I have a marketing team. Some of them are on this call. They all smiled when you asked that question as to how we're going to market. But we'll spend the money there. But whenever you spend the money and you put that brand there and someone comes to your app the first time, that's all we can ensure. We can only ensure that people come to our app for the first time. I think our ability to make people stay, once again, depends on you folks. They perhaps come because we splash that out. Everywhere I have this pink thing going on around the city. They stay because you give them something that they want. I'm going to leave it at that. Second question I think you asked, Pranav, and please correct me if I'm wrong, is about the training, right? And just in the vein of being honest, again, I'll say this. So two parts to it. Exactly. So that's a very cool name, actually. Food tech around the clock. So two parts to it. Yeah. First off, we will be using two fleets, right? So we will be using the Rapido fleet that all of you know, that mostly transports passengers. But more importantly, we also have our own Only fleet, right? So we have a specialized fleet that handles food. And at least in the beginning, to make sure that we can create a quality experience of food delivery, as well as create a timely experience of food delivery. Again, both things that are extremely difficult to get right. We will be primarily using the Only fleet. I think over time, we'll consistently use the Rapido fleet to get costs down for our customers. But we will start by using the Only fleet. And since that is a dedicated fleet to food, whatever training techniques are already prevalent in the sector, we'll start with those. If those are not good enough, we hope to learn from you and improve our trainings.
Thank you, Vivek. There is a question from Saurav Roy. What if we keep reduced or fair pricing and only another aggregators question us for price parity? I think answer to this is very simple, Saurabh. It is my product. I decide at which price I want to sell and how do I want to sell. I don't think you should worry about that unless it's a marketing decision for you that I want to keep price parity across the board. Otherwise, you are absolutely fine charging what you want to charge, because if you're offering best price on only, it's because you're also saving other costs which you are incurring on other platforms. I think we have a few other questions. They are all of similar nature. I'll take a couple of them before we start winding up. Who will be responsible for any? Uh, I don't know what does it mean. Un, some kind of a mishap that
Unfortunate event.
happens while the ride. Huh?
Unfortunate event that happens during delivery.
During the delivery. Maybe you
Yeah.
should answer that.
Yeah, we will be. I think when I say we again, I think once again we are coordinating the delivery fleet. So that's something even right now during our pilot. Again, two aspects to this. First, very simply answering your question, we have to be responsible for that. So if we deliver wrongly, then we refund your customer, right? I think that's the direct answer to the question. We can't afford for a customer to have a bad experience for our mess up, and we'll try and keep on getting better and better at that. So I think that's the first answer to the question. Second, even though it's not been asked here, in certain cases, maybe we all also know that sometimes there is customer fraud, where customers, still, let's say, come back to us, even if all of us, you have delivered, you have given that customer the right food, we have been able to deliver it properly. I think there's no direct answer to that one. If that is what you were also asking about, we'll have to build, a system that allows us to better understand who are good customers. And I have a firm belief that at least 95% of our customers, are good customers, and figure out, how to deal with the other 5%. So we'll figure that out also.
I think in interest of time, I'll take one last question, which is from Aryaman Gupta. How does Only expect to gain meaningful market share by not leveraging discounts, given that offering better customer experience at this point is not realistic over a scaled player like Swiggy Zomato? I will answer one part of that question. I think what we are talking about is, instead of calling it discount, we call it a value proposition. End of the day, if the consumer wallet is paying less than what they would otherwise pay on other platforms because of whatever platform fee, delivery fee, packaging fee, etc., customer is very smart. They know what they are paying there. But anyway, I'll also have only answer some part of this question. Over to you.
Yeah. First off, straight up, absolutely right answer. I don't think there's anything I can add to the practical aspect of that, right? It is up to us to create an honest, fair model in which the customer still gets better value. So at the end of the day, even after we take our profit margin, even after restaurants are profitable, is the answer that we can still provide customers a lower price at cart sustainably? The answer is yes. Okay, so I think right from the start, we are depending on you to really figure out how you can provide the best value to your customers. Since this is the last question, I think I'll also just add on one more thing. I know some of you must have wondered earlier on in the presentation why I talked about things like fear and joy and stupid things, when you guys simply wanted to hear about my model. But I'm going to double down on that. I think that we owe it to ourselves and to customers, to be honest. I think that we owe it to customers and ourselves to provide good quality and to provide a simple proposition. And I once again believe very strongly that if we do those things, we should expect customers to be loyal. You can call me old-fashioned, you can call me stupid, but I believe in these values. I believe that if we fight the good fight, if we are true, we are honest, we can expect loyalty in turn from our customers. These are important things for me. So I'm going to stop there.
Thank you, Vivek. And since there is one very pointed question, I'll just answer that. Will there be additional charges to get our customer data? Answer is a big no. No, there'll be no additional charge to get your customer data. So I think, guys, I will have to wrap this up. We are well past. We are just about 1 hour into the show. In a nutshell, guys, this is for us to make it happen. This is totally up to us how we make this happen. We have to make sure that the value proposition that our consumer feels is the best in the class. Whether it is by way of, no hidden charges, nothing, the best price guarantee. I don't know. I mean, we'll have to. This is where this is our own app. We can decide how we want to add value to our consumers. So I think I would urge every restaurateur, number one, please sign up. Number two, make sure you offer the best value proposition to your customers, because this is something which is ticking on all the other uncomfortable boxes that has been bothering us for a while. Before I wrap up, can I get Pranav Rungta, the Vice President of NRAI, back for his closing remarks, please?
Thank you. I'm right here. Thank you, Vivek. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, Khushi from the Ownly team. You guys have been really, really supportive throughout this whole journey. And I think we are building this together, and we're with you wherever you need our support. Thank you, Shakir. Thank you, Meghna. Thank you, Nikhil. You guys have been leading this along with Anant. Unfortunately, Anant couldn't be here, but you guys have been a whole support system for this this whole initiative which NRI has been taking, and thank you for that. Guys, I think the message is very clear. Anurag ji summed it up very well. Let's try this as our own platform. Will there be mistakes? Yes. Will we learn from those mistakes? Yes. Will we move on? Yes. Will we achieve success? Yes. So let's take it with this positive outcome, and let's go ahead. Let's sign up. The QR code is right there. Please sign up. It's a very simple QR code form. Put in your details. Someone from the Ownly team will reach out to you. Let's own this initiative, and let's start making some money in the food delivery space. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.